As y'all know with the channel, wrestling has been picked up by a lot of people as of late. Whether it's guys like Cody Rhodes simply acknowledging your tribal chief, let's find out exactly how good it is. Now, I'll say this, and there's gonna be a lot of pushback in this video. One of my biggest criticisms of this era, and nobody talks about it, so I will. The female booking ain't really pushing. I'ma say, as a person that stands Bianca all the fucking time, it ain't pushing, bro. I'm sorry.
Best WWE's been since the end of the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah, Ruthless Aggression,
in this video today, I'm gonna provide 10 pretty damn definitive reasons how bad WWE's been
oh my God,
over the last 15 years.
That dog food?
Or more about how holistically well put together and holistically well run the current operation is.
That's a good question
so far.
Well, that's a good question. Y'all can comment below now. Do you think that WWE has essentially just gotten insanely better because it's just gotten like to S tier, peak tier hits? Or do you think that it's just more so, yo, WWE's been shit and now it's kind of good?
First reason, use of mainstream stars and celebrities.
Agreed.
The big ones of this,
agreed.
Bad Bunny and Logan Paul,
agreed,
are the perfect examples in recent times alone. Bad Bunny's presentation and backlash, and the way he was incorporated to make Damian Priest
no debate. Anybody that debate, don't know ball. No debate.
The whole crowd just on the edge,
zero debate,
alive and buzzing, and the way they had the match, how great quality the match was, everything that encompassed it, phenomenal. You look at Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
Yep.
The spectacle of that, his entrance, how well and how great his wrestling has been against Roman as well. You compare that to what we've had in recent years.
Like Floyd Mayweather and shit. Yeah.
Years in WWE. Let's think of some celebrity mainstream star.
Who's the dude that beat
Tyson
Miz?
Fury and his feud with Braun Strowman in Crown Jewel 2019?
Nobody.
Where you had Tyson Fury with his whole family shouting at Braun Strowman, or when Tyson Fury was shadow punching Braun Strowman to close a Raw.
Yeah.
Or what about at that same time when Cain Velasquez was attempting to fake shoot fight?
Yeah.
Or even a guy like Jon Stewart when they shoehorned.
Yo, this was so bad. I don't know why I remember this, because this was around the era where I wasn't watching wrestling for real. But this was so bad. This was during Big Matt's John US run, y'all. And we're watching the shit, and just out of nowhere, good match, probably the best match since Seth had the belt, one of the best since John had the belt, the US belt. And the next thing you know, this nigga Jonathan Stewart comes down, smacks Cena with a chair, cost him the belt, and the only resolution after was like 6 seconds of Cena just walking down the ramp pissed, giving this nigga AA and walking away. Jon Stewart needs to say, like, what happened?
Jon Stewart into the John Cena, Seth Rollins, WWE vs. US title SummerSlam match.
That was so random.
To ruin the ending. Let's put Jon Stewart in there. Like, all these different celebrity, like bad. Mainstream star cameo appearances or appearances or wrestling matches. It's felt forced. It's felt unnatural. Logan Paul and
Seth should have won that clean 100%.
It feels.
I wouldn't have been mad if he won it clean.
Heaps natural. Bad Bunny's wanted to do this his whole life. Bad Bunny loves this. Logan Paul was born to do this. Reason 2, hardly any cringeworthy bad television week to week anymore. Now, WWE.
I don't know about that one. I don't know. Hey, push it. I'm gonna let him cook. There's some cringe going on. I don't know. Chad, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? I don't know about that one. Let's see. Let's let him cook.
Especially in the past, I mean, from about 20.
Because there's some cringe shit that goes on.
About 2019, 2020, 2021 actually. Some of the stuff week to week. Oh my lord. Like, off the top of my head, I could rattle off hundreds of these segments. That's how many there's been. I'll just name you about 10 to 15 off the top of my head.
24/7 was bad. I didn't even watch it, but I know it's bad.
Reading Braun Strowman's 5th grade report card.
That seems funny, I ain't gonna lie. Hold on, that seems funny. Braun Strowman is disruptive influence on those around him, often instigating with... That seems hilarious. Braun has displayed a lack of basic problem-solving skills. Braun has fallen behind his classmate, summer schoolmate. That seems funny. I didn't say that shit, but that seems fucking hilarious. I don't know.
Having slime dumped on him by The Miz and John Morrison trying to prank him, but they actually dropped the slime on, what's the name, Caleb Braxton backstage. Who
that seems
Jeff
funny.
Hardy and Sheamus with the piss test segment. Wasn't that fantastic? Who remembers when you had the Viking Raiders doing carpool karaoke?
We worship Thor and we'll knock him to the floor.
He bringing up the worst examples? I don't know. He bringing up bad examples to me. None of this shit seems like annoying. Now, maybe the story was bad. I don't know the story. But none of this seems off rip. And comment below, because I'm literally deferring to you. I do not know. I don't need you calling me stupid. I'm saying I don't know. I did not watch it. None of these segments by themselves seem that bad. Of course, it won't hit if the story is not, you know what I'm saying? Like, those Sammy Riddle KO segments, for example, they don't hit if it's just who the fuck cares about Riddle type shit. Like, that doesn't hit them.
Then the next week, coming out in the Bane mask for no reason.
What the hell is that?
Constable Corbin.
What the fuck is this? No, Chad, I'm not joking. What is this? I know you niggas think everybody that does streaming content is an actor. I religiously write these videos down and don't watch them. I cannot convince you otherwise. Fine. What the fuck is this? I'm gonna need someone to debrief this for me in the comments. I'm scared. This is like dashing Cody Rhodes backwards. Fuck, does he think everybody's so toxic around him? Dean turned heel and they made him a germaphobe? Dean Ambrose the germaphobe. I was gonna pull up pictures, but Dean Ambrose the germaphobe. That doesn't even make sense. He was feuding with Seth when he did this. Man, give Seth the world belt. He been through this shit. I don't want to hear about you thinking it should go to Edge or AJ. Give Seth the fucking belt. This nigga went through hell. Give Seth the fucking belt.
Jack's doing a horrific
what the fuck is that?
Some weird Army of the Dead zombies cosplay thing where zombies were literally eating the Miz and the Miz ruptured his ACL from that. 2 years later, now in 2023 WWE.
Okay, I'm gonna have to let him cook. He cooked, because this seems insanely cringe. Now, the only argument is when you going 15 years. I don't know about how cringe the segments were back then, but they're not that cringe.
Damian Priest having a blockbuster, marquee, mainstream match against one of the biggest musical artists in the world, one of the biggest celebrities in the world, Bad Bunny. 18,000 people sounding like 60,000 people going nuts for 25 minutes in this match. It's a 9-day difference. Sami Zayn main evented in Montreal against Roman Reigns in one of the biggest well-built WWE title matches of the modern era. 5 years ago, I
never saw this version of Sami Zayn. Put it this way, if I had to describe to you the last time I watched wrestling, I knew who Sami Zayn was. I saw him fight John Cena, and I never saw this.
Last 15-year time period I'm talking about.
I've never seen this. Like, in the game, I was confused what that was. I've never seen the Sami Zayn.
Bailey, This Is Your Life, and stuff on SmackDown.
The bunny was lit. See, yeah, nah, bro, he tripping. The bunny and Heath Slater, but man.
Reason 3, the best top babyface and top heel combo in over a decade. No.
That's an interesting conversation, actually. I don't think anyone's disputing Roman. So the question is, Cody as a baby face versus who? Name the better two. Y'all gonna have to name the better two, because this is interesting. Because for a while it was Roman Brock, Seth Dean, John Randy. John Randy, was that 10 years ago? He said 10 years for this. The only ones that I'm thinking of that could beat it, Bryan Triple H, 100%. Cena Orton if it counts. I don't know, Seth Dean is kind of pushing it to me. I'll say that. CM Punk and WWE, that definitely is there. Okay. I know that's gonna piss y'all off because it's nostalgic. This is interesting to me. Because Roman Reigns, look, I get it. Some of you are probably gonna do the thing the way you always do, where once something trends and it's positive for too long, now you hate it. This is an example of what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with wrestling, but it is what I'm talking about. Give it a week. Give it a week, if not a month. They gonna hate this. They gonna hate her. They gonna fucking hate her guts. I'm barring it now. That's what I'm saying when I say that, this is genuinely a conversation. I'm not even gonna cap to you. This is genuinely a conversation because Roman Reigns is an insane heel. The question is, how do you feel about Cody as a babyface? And that's where I'm like, I could see people saying other people. And then you also have to consider, now everybody likes Cena, but back then, niggas didn't like John Cena like that.
2023 Cody Rhodes, the best top babyface since John Cena. And I'm not even hearing an argument for anyone else. Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Nice run where he was really over for like 6 months, but nothing on this current Cody Rhodes version.
I don't know about that. Okay, see now we kinda lying. Has Cody been healthy for 6 months? How long has Cody been healthy in WWE? 6 months for Daniel Bryan? Hell no. That nigga joined the Wyatts. That nigga, every bit of Daniel Bryan from getting 13 seconds until getting WWE Championship at worst. Okay, he said face. My bad. Let me take that back. Everything from Daniel Bryan joining the Wyatts until capturing the WWE Championship. Insane peak. Even Team Hell No, I would argue he was in that Seth Rollins tweener phase of like, he's supposed to be a heel, but he's whole time a face.
Cody does it so well. The promo work, all of it. Cody has that whole package as a top babyface, top heel.
Shit, someone in chat brought it up, and we're gonna let him cook after this, because I'm not gonna harp on him too bad. Is he really more over than this man? Is he really over? Like, is he really? Like, let's really talk about it. It's a conversation. Who do you got, bruh? Like, listen to these niggas. Like, I don't know, bruh. I don't know, bro. I don't like the argument that Cody diffs. So when you get to Roman, I'll be there for your hot take, because I know heel Randy's your favorite. I know heel Edge is your favorite. Roman Reigns is the most over heel I've seen in God knows how long. It's actually fucking nuts. But this shit, I don't know.
Demigod, unbeatable. Final boss Roman Reigns has held the title.
That WrestleMania entrance with it, like Roman got
done one of the all-time great championship reigns. That's
100%. Roman has it. You can't debate that unless you just I don't know.
Let's think back in this 15-year time period. Let's look at some of the other top face, top heel combinations. Who remembers in 2019 when our top babyface in WWE was Seth Rollins, when he was coming out crying, having to face Brock Lesnar, and the top heel at the time was Baron Corbin.
I didn't see that 100%. I wasn't watching week to week, but I was a pay-per-view watcher. The Beast Slayer? I thought niggas y'all didn't like Beast Slayer? I didn't watch Raw week to week, so maybe I'm tripping. Pretty sure niggas like the Beast Slayer though, right? It was I didn't watch week to week, so I don't know.
Coming out, cutting promos, saying that Seth Rollins cries to his wife, Becky Lynch. Who remembers that? Well, let's maybe go to 2015 through 2018
this was
when
sad.
WWE had top face, baby face, big dog Roman Reigns.
This was sad.
The top heel was
when Roman just couldn't do no good no matter what happened.
Like
that was sad.
Weeks, looking disinterested, not saying anything as Paul Heyman cut the promos. What about, like, I don't know, 2012? I lived this whole time period. What was the top face, top heel situation in 2012? Cena, 7 years into his run,
Cena versus who?
Hates him. Yeah. And the top heel was, well, who? Whoever John Laurinaitis was in cahoots with.
That's a low ball. That's a low ball. 2, you skipped over the Authority. 3, CM Punk had a hell of a heel run too. That's a low ball, but I see what he's saying. A lot of the times it was never the 2 main ones at the same time. I give him that.
What about 2010? Top face was Cena, and top heels was the Nexus. Like, you know,
not so much on that. Wait, what? Wait. We slandering Nexus now? We're slandering Nexus? Huh? I don't care if you think they weren't handled well enough and you think Justin Gabriel should be a 10-time champion. Fine, whatever. We're slandering Cena versus the Nexus? Okay.
You know, like there really hasn't been anything for 15 years. And now you've got this very clear, obvious top face, top heel, Cody and Roman. Both guys play their roles to a T when Roman shows up. And even below that, as I'll get to later, there's a plethora of talent shining through as well. So, yeah, far and away the best top face, top heel combo since God knows when. Like, a long time. Definitely more than 15 years. So, PLEs now, premium live events, haven't felt this important or special since the Ruthless Aggression era.
Debatable, not bad. That's actually very debatable. I'm gonna have to let him cook. Because on one hand, you could argue the sheer fact that it's more accessible, either hard carries, or you could literally argue that because everybody can now see them, essentially, that it's not 50 per, but now it's like 50 a year, or just, hey bro, what's your Peacock login? It's debatable. It's debatable.
If you want to debate,
he might even win this. He might even win
this.
You're
not gonna win.
He might even win
No
this.
one can tell me when WWE were doing the PG gimmick pay-per-views that they were any better or they had any more importance than the shows they're doing now. Who remembers Stomping Grounds 2019?
It's not like 2019 was shit.
I made a video on it 2 weeks ago, but basically no one's the real answer. Who remembers these random shows over the limits? There were like 5, 6, or not 5, 6. There was several.
Well, you could argue that that's going to be for every year.
And all these shows just taking place in America in some random crowd in front of 11,000 people with a lukewarm audience.
He did slander No Way Out, didn't he?
Nothing super memorable, nothing distinctive about it. Look at
But I see what he's
2023
saying
now.
though. In general, I see what he's
Elimination
saying.
Chamber 2023, Montreal. Sami Zayn in his hometown going for the title. The building erupting throughout the whole night. The presentation of the event. That Elimination Chamber match. Montez Ford being a Spider-Man off the chamber. A great event all round. But mainly
I see what he's saying.
The Montreal crowd.
I'll probably give this to him. Like I said, he probably gonna win this.
Backlash 2023. You look at
Because
that
like
show.
even like the throwaway events, like Backlash, for example, I was certain Backlash was gonna suck, but it didn't. But forgot what I was gonna say.
Where Sami Zayn hit Reigns in the back. Reigns was like, you know, fuming. It was like a 15-minute soap opera performance in front of our eyes.
This was, I ain't gonna lie. And niggas, again, they're gonna turn on it at some point. But when the Bloodline era is said and done, the Bloodline is going to go down as one of the best stories. Not in 10 years, not in 15 years, not in 20. It's going to go down as one of the best told stories WWE has ever told. And I'm not saying in like 8. Not saying in like 6. I'm saying like it's going to be a top 3 story. Is it? When you really look back, it is an insane story.
A big stadium event.
Like it's
WrestleMania
nuts.
39.
It's nuts.
The best WrestleMania since WrestleMania 30. Some would argue WrestleMania 28. Some would argue even WrestleMania 24. One of the great WrestleManias of modern times. And the presentation of all that. You look at those shows. None of these other years can hold a candle to it. Now, reason 5. Wrestlers are getting the right reactions.
Okay, so he's 3-1.
Who remembers for the last 10 years, basically?
Wrestlers getting the right reactions? That's debatable. That's actually debatable. For the most part, I'd say yes. So I'll give it to him. But there's some reactions where WWE is not trying to build a guy up and everybody loves him. And then there's also certain superstars where WWE has been building this team up or this guy up and nobody cares. Prime examples, Viking Raiders, LA Knight.
Would get hijacked every other week because the guy deserves it, or fans want to see this wrestler and they just hijack a show. The hijacking of shows made shows painful to watch. As a neutral,
I don't disagree. I disagree with that, but
I wouldn't know who to cheer for. I turned the show
technically,
on, and
what he just said technically makes his point more valid, but I still disagree with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
the person who WWE is presenting as
I personally, I know that's probably a hot take. I personally didn't have a problem with it, but
face, 80% of the audience is booing them. So I don't know what the hell to think. I'm confused.
now, then this is why I said what, like, he's still right. When everybody's supposed to be cheering for this nigga Roman and everybody's like, oh my fucking Lord, you suck. Or when Batista makes a return and nobody's happy, that's a problem.
I'm showing
so I'll probably get it to
a
him.
friend this, and they go, am I supposed to cheer for this guy? Are they a face? Are they a heel? There was literally a hijack Raw movement trending all over social media. Fans were showing up into Chicago determined to hijack that show. It happened even after that. Who remembers Kofi Mania? And just generally times like that. Fans hijacking shows wanting to see Ziggler, or hijacking shows wanting to see
Oh my God, when
guy
did he
who
do
wrestled
that?
on the indies, and all this sort of stuff. Wrong reactions, not the desired reactions.
Yeah, but he's cooking though.
Nowadays,
I give him this. So
wrestlers are getting
4-1.
the
4-1.
right reactions. Reason 6. The focus on the future. No longer
100% agree.
A random legend
No
coming
conversation.
Out, solely
100%
to just
agree.
Beat up a
No
full-time
debate
current
whatsoever.
wrestler. Think The Undertaker
None.
coming out at MSG in 2019, doing a promo, then just beating up Sammy.
I might even skip past it because that's not that's just not a conversation. We don't even need to hear his points. It's not disrespect to you. It's just we don't need to hear that. Like it's true.
Next, we move to this one. The mid card is the best it's been. You'd argue outside of 2016 SmackDown, which was realistically The Miz and Dolph Ziggler in the IC title.
Okay.
Outside of that, with SmackDown 2016, the mid card is the most well-rounded it's been since the Ruthless Aggression era. I look at Gunther as the perfect example.
Gunther, you cooking theory is you debatable. Gunther, you cooking though.
Is more credible, more interesting, and more legitimate as IC champion. Way more so than The Miz was or Ziggler was in 2016. Yeah, The Miz did a good talking smack promo and he was over for about 2 months. Gunther could beat any of the main eventers. He's that legitimate.
100%. 100%.
Like, this guy is something special. He just is. He could be the next main eventer for this company. He well and truly is on his way to being that. Think of the WrestleMania match against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
Arguably match of the year. It is my match of the year right now.
5-star all-time great IC title WrestleMania match. Did SmackDown have an all-time great 5-star IC title match in 2017? No. Next, SmackDown. It's the A show, and the ratings reflect it. I talked about this in my
SmackDown is the A show. Okay, I understand how that's a favorable argument for it being better, but nah, there's eras where SmackDown was the A show. I can see it. I mean, you do have the literal like longest reigning modern era champion on there along with his entire faction, but yeah, it's
closing the lights of that
somewhat.
Triple H video. The writing and the format of SmackDown in the last year has got it to a stage where the ratings are up on average between 300,000 and 600,000 viewers.
Okay, he got numbers for this
week
one.
to week on average from where it was a year ago. A year ago, WWE are doing.
If his argument is SmackDown's better than it's ever been, debatable, 100%. If his argument is SmackDown is better than Raw, therefore it's better, that's just relevance. But yeah,
1.8,
this isn't shit. This isn't shit.
1.9.
We're gonna speed through this though.
Next, reason 9. More wrestlers are over at once than any time in recent memory.
Ooh.
Who remembers even...
Ooh, that's actually... Is that true? Let's see. A lot of people say, and I was going to react to this video, but I saved it for a different time, that 2016 was like a peak year. 2016, who was over at the same time? The Shield, which is 3 people. The women's roster being an addition alone kind of solos for the modern era. But even if we just stay with just the male side of things, I can see that. I feel like it's closer than it's going to be let on though.
A year and a bit ago, when WWE buried everyone who wasn't named Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar.
Especially if his point is who you could see winning a main event match, then I do agree.
Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar feel important. I look at WWE now, and I could name you, this is the baby faces alone. This isn't even the heels who are popular for the right reasons. These are the baby faces who right now are getting nuts reactions week to week. Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Getting insane reactions. Literally, when he left Backlash and the closing shot of the show was just Brock Lesnar's bleeding face, Cody had gone. The crowd did a thunderous whoa, and Cody wasn't even there.
Cool.
Nuts.
Right.
Seth Rollins.
100%.
His entrance. Watch one of those entrances. That's over. That just is. Zayn and Owens.
Okay.
Have they called off a tiny bit since
100%.
WrestleMania season? Yes. But look at Sami Zayn in Montreal. Sami Zayn on those shows building up to that match of the Elimination Chamber.
I'd still say they're over. They did cool off, but...
Over. Bianca Belair.
Over.
That sort of thing. Zelina Vega in Puerto Rico.
Yo, you love this picture. This nigga's a freak, chat.
All these guys. Rey Mysterio when he's beating up Dom. Then look at the heels. Dom Mysterio getting booed.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying he might have a point. Because Dom Mysterio, this is going to piss y'all off, but like a U.S. belt candidate, after a face win it, you might got to give Dom a belt.
One of the biggest ones of all.
Stop showing
criticisms of what WWE are doing nowadays come off so agenda-filled and just baseless. For instance, Triple H sucks, he's an indie mark.
This is interesting. His last point, his main point is the criticisms that people have for WWE today are pretty baseless. That I disagree. There's flaws in WWE that I will react to in a follow-up video. If this video gets, what did last video get? What did last video get? What did last video get? If this video gets 1,000 views, we'll look at the 10 worst things of WWE today. I think there's pretty good criticisms. Now, there are a lot of delusional ones that outweigh it. I will agree with him there. But in general, no, there's valid criticisms. Like I said, the women's division, let alone booking with Liv Morgan, kind of falls flat.
The success of PLEs, the creative direction of the show, week to week, which is reflected in
ratings.
ratings.
Yeah, if he's arguing WWE is successful, that's true. All in all, WWE is definitely successful. It's just a matter of the criticisms of it. We'll talk about those criticisms in a separate video. That's why I'm gonna just stop it there. WVid, by the way, don't disagree with them. Worst case, he's 8-2. I do ultimately agree that this is the best since 15 years. I 100% agree. There's some things it does even better than the ruthless aggression era, but ultimately, it's gonna be hard to top that era for a long time. 1, because of nostalgia. 2, and more importantly, the over people were really over back then. Like, really over. And there's a couple of over superstars, but not as much as Edge just not having anything to do with the title picture over. Like, that shit was fucking nuts. So it's not perfect. It never is perfect, never will be perfect. But ultimately, WWE's on time right now. I definitely would say that 100%. Y'all let me know what you think, man. I don't know how to do this outro for real. Is wrestling on time or does it suck? It's a fake sport, we know. Take care and stay blessed. I'll see you in the next vid.